What if I told you that life itself has a role in something far larger than we can see? Imagine for a moment that all your experiences, your struggles, your joys are not just random events. What if they're part of a vast system of interconnected energy and purpose? What if life is a bridge and you're part of the connection, not just for yourself, but for something cosmic? How does that change the way that you look at your struggles, your ambitions, your day-to-day life? I'm Mark Roach. Welcome to Transcendent, a space for exploring the uncharted territories of what it means to be human. Here we look at life beyond what's visible and obvious. My perspective comes from years of both hard truths and liberating realizations through the life shaped by mystics, art, and the psychology of healing. Today we're going to explore some concepts that might challenge your views of life and of very existence itself. We'll explore Maurice Nicol's work from his July 29, 1950 commentary, found in Volume 4 of his Psychological Commentaries. Nicol was influenced deeply by his collaboration with Carl Jung, Peter Ouspensky, and George Gurdjieff. And he presents a vision of life that is at once both humbling and deeply meaningful. It's a vision where humanity is not isolated, but is a vital component in the cosmic order, something that he calls the ray of creation. At the heart of Nicol's teaching is the idea that life on Earth is part of an immense chain of creation, which he refers to as the ray of creation. Picture this as a hierarchy of existence descending from the absolute, or the source of all life, and through the cosmos, down to the planetary world, and finally to Earth itself. Each link in this chain has a role to play. The ray of creation isn't a static system, it's alive and dynamic, with energy flowing down through every level and reverberating back up. Nicol focuses specifically on organic life, the layer of existence that encompasses all living things on Earth, including humanity. He explains it as the bridge between the higher cosmic forces and the material world. Imagine organic life like connective tissue, transmitting influences from the planets that are above to sustain life on Earth below. But it's not just passive, it's active and responsive and deeply interconnected with the energies around it. This idea isn't just theoretical. Nicol ties it closely to the human experience. He points out that the struggles we endure, the emotions we feel, and the acts of simply living and dying are all part of organic life, fulfilling its role in the ray of creation. To Nicol, this isn't a cause to despair, but an opportunity for awakening. Through the teachings of Gurdjieff and Ouspensky, he emphasizes that humanity is unique amongst organic life, and it has the potential to break free itself from the mechanical existence. Now, he calls this potential one of the great mysteries of being human. But what does it mean to say that we're part of a pain factory? Well, Nicol doesn't mince words about the challenges of organic life. He describes it as a system where struggles and pains of living act as kind of a refining process. The energy generated from these experiences doesn't just remain in us, it contributes to the larger cosmic order. Now that might sound bleak, but Nicol flips the perspective. He says that unlike other forms of organic life, humanity has the possibility of becoming conscious of its place in the system. And with that consciousness comes a choice. Human suffering, according to Nicol, can be either unconscious and aimless or voluntary and purposeful. Through what he calls the work we can participate in something higher. The work is about developing the capacity to observe ourselves, to resist being swept along by automatic reactions, and to choose consciously how to respond to life's challenges. With intention, even our struggles can become meaningful, contributing not just to our growth, but to the larger flow of creation. Nicole uses a metaphor to illustrate this. Imagine a plant rooted in the soil. The plant doesn't just resist its role, it takes in sunlight, it grows, and it becomes a part of the ecosystem. But as human beings, we often resist our place in organic life. We fight against experiences we don't like, or we seek distractions to avoid pain. Yet Nicole argues it's only by accepting and working with these experiences consciously that we can transform them into something that nourishes not just ourselves, but the world around us. He also talks about higher influences. These are energies or forces that originate from levels above organic life, from the planetary or cosmic realms. Nicole suggests that these influences are always present, but they require a certain inner receptivity to be felt or acted upon. This is where the magnetic center comes into play. It's the part of us that resonates with these higher energies. Developing this center isn't automatic. It requires effort, attention, and a shift away from the mechanical patterns that dominate daily life for most people. Nicole, drawing from Jung's ideas about the psyche and archetypes, also touches on the role of symbols and meaning in this process. Symbols, he says, are the bridges between the external world and our inner understanding, where through mythology, religion, or personal insight, they help us connect with the deeper truths of our existence. For Nicole, the symbols of the work, such as the ladder of being, are not just abstract ideas, they're tools for understanding where we are and what is possible for us. What strikes me most about Nicole's teaching is its duality. It's both humbling and empowering. Yes, we are part of a vast system where, even our pains and challenges, they can serve a higher purpose. But we're not just passive participants. We have the capacity to wake up, to see our role clearly, and to participate intentionally. This isn't about escaping life or transcending pain. It's about engaging with it fully, with awareness and purpose, perhaps sacrificing your suffering. If ever you felt like an endless cycle of repetitive tasks or meaningless struggles are dominating your life, Nicole's vision offers a different perspective. It says that your life, right now, is part of something profound. It's a call to wake up, not just to yourself, but to your connection with everything around you. And for those willing to step into this work, it's an invitation to transform not just your experience of life, but your impact on the world. I'm Mark Roach. This is Transcendent, wishing you all the best.